Pisces, a wonderful good morning to you. How good to see you here again. Pisces, it's been a while and I'm so happy to be back with you to read your cards. I'm doing today something slightly different. I'm having two decks of cards here. One is new. I'm very excited about this. This is the one that you already know. That's the one I'm always using. It's the Black Mirror. What is it actually called? I'm so sorry, it's the Dark Mirror. Never mind. Black Mirror. That's like, it's this show, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not going to read a deeper meaning in that. Black Mirror, Dark Mirror, whatever. Same thing. Tomato, tomato. I'm using these. These are fantastic. Quite creepy at times, but very deep and very insightful. So, these I'm going to use today to ask what blocks your energies. Right? So, this is that. And this here is a deck of cards. It's called the Wisdom of Hafiz, and this is comparatively new. These are so beautiful. These cards, I absolutely love them. And this is roughly what they look like. You will see more in detail in a moment. And these are the cards that I'm going to use to ask what the solution is. What is going to unblock your energy? Okay. And Pisces, you may have noticed that there is a zip here. This is because this is a pillowcase. I don't care. I'm improvising. I moved place recently and I still need to work on my setup. But you know what? There's such a thing as being too perfectionistic, and I'm just here to read your cards and to see how things can become better for you. Because what my readings are, they're not necessarily about what is going to happen, but it shows opportunities and ways that you can make things better by analyzing what is blocking your energies right now. Okay, so, and in case you enjoyed my readings in the past where I was using the oracle cards from The Art of War by Sun Tzu, I'm still going to do this in future. I just want to try something new. They're very, very good for conflict resolution, and I really like them, but not today. Also, the fairy tale cards, very, very good for very deep readings. But yeah, some other time I want to mix things up. So, Pisces, let's have a look at your cards. Well, what is blocking you right now? What is hindering you on your path to happiness, to fulfillment, contentment? I feel that's not quite enough. I'm doing one more round. That was good. Okay, so Pisces, what is hindering you right now? What is blocking your energies? Okay, there we go. Pisces, the first card. This card is called Obsession. I'm not sure how well one can see this. There we go. There's a child with what is it? Is branches or leaves or something? Yeah, in the hair, and this child is holding. I wish that would focus a bit more. Is holding a mirror. And it's looking right in the mirror. So this shows us, I'm holding it still, maybe it focuses then. Pisces, this shows us that there is an obsessive element that blocks your energies very clearly, duh. But let's have a bit of a closer look in what direction this goes. Pisces, I feel for many of you, this is a card that shows me that there's an obsession about what has gone wrong for you in life, and that there's an obsession over those factors that brought this about. And you're basically scanning your surroundings and your everyday for signs where this could happen again. And you see what happens when you're obsessing over, just staring at one spot. You're totally missing everything else around you. And there is so much more around you. And the solution may actually lie there. Pisces, there's nothing wrong with introspective. There's nothing wrong with analyzing what happened for you, but stop obsessing over things that maybe you have done wrong, obsessing over situations where people were unjust to you, unfair. Remove yourself from the situation. You know, you're a free person. You know, I almost said swim somewhere else into more pleasant waters. But whatever the obsessive element is, please have a really honest look at yourself and figure out what it is that obsession is blocking you. Is it obsession over an ex, perhaps? I mean, in the moment you're obsessing over a situation, there's a rigidity in this. You're not acting as a free person anymore. And obsession is robbing us of our freedom. We can't have that, Pisces. It's not healthy. So, the second card. What is blocking your energy? That is the card called Sacrifice. Like in the reading for Libra a moment ago, we're having here a woman who is carrying a suit of armor. She looks really badass and really cool, but she has to wear the suit of armor because she is in a dangerous situation. There's a Joan of Arc situation going on here a little bit. There's a vibe of Joan of Arc vibe that I'm getting from this sacrifice and the light, the divine light that shines down upon her and so forth. But you know, Pisces, the question is, you know, if you're sacrificing a great part of yourself right now or have done so in the past, was this worth it? Or is it worth it? Or are you just carrying some weight with you? You know, like an iron suit of armor that makes you rigid and is robbing you of your energy, frankly. In connection with this card here, one may wonder if this is possibly a fight or flight situation where your brain, because of bad things that happen to you, is obsessing over being attacked again, or maybe people being hostile. I sense some trust issues here. If you have, for instance, just left or left a while ago a toxic relationship, shall we say, for instance, how difficult is it for you right now to trust people? I do think that this is, and it's understandable. You have my full empathy. But this lack of trust, you know, it's good to have a close look at people and not to, you know, trust everyone straight away, fully. Get to know them. Take your time with that. But Pisces, it's maybe not healthy to be stuck in that overcautious, alert state forever, because it's draining. You know, it's, let me have a look. Yeah, you know, it's like there's something so fanatic and scared and, yeah, just scared and slightly fanatic in her look. Have a closer look at this. There we go. Can you see? Look at her eyes. This is the 1,000-yard stare right there. So she's been through something. But this something is over. And she's still alert and ready, you know, but this is exhausting. Some of you lovely people out there may suffer from PTSD. Please, guys, get help. You're worth it. Remove yourself from situations that, you know, where you're, how shall I say? Remove yourself from situations, obviously, that have caused PTSD in you, or some symptoms or traits of PTSD in the first place. That goes without saying. Do not go back to the person that caused that in the first place. Do not go back to them. There's a reason why they're an ex right now. You may have heard that saying before. But you see right here, very clearly, is the damage that they have done to you. This is, I see it now in context with this card. This is a card of rumination. You're trying to solve a problem that has already happened. that happened in the last couple of years, last year, whatever, last 10 years, I don't care, anything. But this is over, it is in the past, but you are obsessing over this because it was so horrible that you can't even fathom anything like this happened in the first place. It's, and do whatever you need to do, get professional help, do deep meditation, go for a run, go into the woods and scream, whatever you need to do to free your mind and calm your thoughts. You're ruminating about past stuff in the effort to solve a situation that ended in a way that you would never have thought it would end or lead to what it led. You would never in a million years have guessed it can come to that. And part of the rumination is actually projection, because you yourself, Pisces, would never have done this to the other person. And so you may have heard of the phenomenon, the psychological phenomenon of projection. And you have this, in many wounded, hurt, toxic people, difficult people, whatever you want to call it, narcissists even, but also sometimes not every unpleasant person is a narcissist. Sometimes someone is just an asshole. It doesn't matter. But projection is when you have something inside of yourself that you cannot deal with, something negative. It's like a shadow problem, and because you don't want to see this in yourself, you're projecting it onto others. So, and that's when you end up, I don't mean you, Pisces, now, I'm just you as in general, so and that's when people accuse others of stuff that they have done. For instance, if someone has cheated on you and you didn't know it at the time and they accused you of cheating, that's because they did it themselves. That's projection, for instance. There is also such a thing as positive projection, in that sense that if you have a pure and innocent heart and love that person with all your heart and soul and never in a million years would have thought of cheating on them or harming them in any fashion, what we do sometimes, if we are like that, we actually end up projecting those qualities on the people around us as well, and that can be very dangerous because not everyone is like us. So a part of being stuck in the rumination and in the shock state of rigidity and being frozen can actually be, Pisces, because we projected our innocence and purity and our pure heart of true love onto that person along the lines of, if I would never do this, how could they, who claim to love me, possibly do something like this to me? And it's clearly because they're having an issue. They're not like you. They're a different person. They're having different problems. They're not your problems, Pisces. I'm getting so caught up in it also I can't even speak properly anymore. This is truly really upsetting for me right now. Pisces, I do think lots of you have done positive projection, meaning you never could believe and fathom that someone you were so close to could ever hurt you in the way they actually ended up doing. And that's why you're stuck. You're still trying to figure out how this was possible. And the answer is, they may have loved you as well as they could, but they have not your capacity to love as deeply and as purely. And that's why. So if you talk of loving each other, you may have thought of loving each other from what that means for you. From your perspective, it means never to hurt that person. And you didn't. And that's why you thought, if they say they love you back, that's the same definition right there. Not true. If in the other person there is something that they have not dealt with, some issue, something, it could be, there's so many labels for so many things these days, be it attachment issues or what have you. It doesn't really matter. All it matters is that they've hurt you. What the reason is it really so important? Do you really need to be the one who's figuring that out? Is it not much more important? Maybe it helps. That's okay. But is it not much more important, Pisces, to oh, god damn it. This is so tragic. And it makes me really angry as well. I think I feel lots of repressed anger from lots of you right now. It's very, very healthy to feel anger that is justified, Pisces. Don't repress it. But, you know, don't keep wondering, how could they? If you're asking from your perspective, look at who they were and say, yes, they could. And then you move on. Easier said than done, I know. But if you understand that you're a free person, that you do not need to have all the answers, or if you have all the answers, you do not need to just stay at the place of the damage, the disaster, and stare in wonder and horror at the shards on the floor, you know, trying to make sense of it all because you still can't believe it, then you'll never get out of this state. I'm not saying that, you know, you can't heal your trauma. Everyone can. I'm quite sure of this. At least I believe so. You know what I'm trying to say, but I'm not a professional. For those of you who actually need to seek help, yeah, it's go and take good care of yourself. But what I mean is, you know, it's time to move on in the sense of, you know, stop wondering about what the hell was that. It happened because you thought of what you had with this person in a different way, or you were capable of dealing with it in a healthier fashion for whatever reason, for whatever their issues were. They did not have access to their emotions perhaps, or the capability of nurturing that connection with you in the same depth and fashion as yourself. So do not compare yourself or that other person to yourself anymore. You're different, and that's okay. You love them, and now it is good. Now it is done. You put your love towards that person. You gave them that gift in their life as a wee parcel with a ribbon around. That's with them now. Now you can move on. And you should. And once you have stabilized yourself a little bit, stayed alone for a while and feel truly in touch with yourself anymore, know who you are again, that's when the trust can come again, because you'll realize, Pisces, that you do not need the suit of armor in order to feel safe. You know, your wisdom and your experience and just being in touch with your intuition and all these good things, they are enough. Okay? But this needs time. Last card. What blocks your energy? What hinders you? The temple of my body. Pisces, forgive me, I have the feeling this is getting a little bit dark. For some of you, I'm trying to keep it light, but if the truth lies in the shadows, then we have to look there as well. Because often this is where healing lies. The temple of my body. This is someone who is almost in a position of crouching over, expecting another blow from fate. But look how beautifully the raven wing is growing out of the black hair. This person is ready to take flight and be free. But there's a frozenness. This is the same thing like this, kind of. Some of you are frozen in a state of rigidity just because, oh my god, what happened was just so awful. Help. It's a freeze response. And there again, how interesting. Look at her eyes. Look at this. Yet again, a face, eyes that have seen a thing or two. Just like with this card. Let me see if this focuses. Pisces, this is uncanny. They're both fearing for the worst. They're both expecting the worst. But, you know, she's strong enough already as it is, probably just from carrying that suit of armor that looks so heavy. Strong enough already to move on without all that protection. And she is ready to take flight. And she can. And what hinders you, Pisces, that you think you're not ready. You're not there yet, but the truth is that you are. And now we're going to figure out how you can do this, or what will make this easier for you. Okay. Pisces. And block Pisces. Oh, Pisces, I'm feeling so emotional right now. This is beautiful. The first card is called Embrace Friendship, and this is what it looks like. Let me get a bit closer. Embrace friendship. Their two friends are sitting in the sky in the moon. Pisces, you know this feeling when you're just spending time with one of your best friends and you're talking about God and the world and everything, and you kind of forget everything around you. It's just this pure, intense, wonderful moment of just friendship. That's what this feels like. And you're floating and you're so inspired, and you know, the sparks of inspiration go to and fro, and it's just wonderful. And the message is clear. You are too much by yourself with your thoughts, I believe. At least some of you are. Seek connection with other people that are good for you. Go into situations where you could potentially find new friends. Go to, I don't know, go to actual places where you can meet people. Be it sports, be it a hiking group, be it in a museum where you all of a sudden you stand next to someone and you're both looking at the same painting and it looks beautiful. You can start talking about it. You know, but don't be too isolated with what bothers you in your deepest mind to the extent that you're obsessing over it. It doesn't mean dump all your stuff on a kind person in your life. Yes, it is important that you have people with whom you can talk about not just nice things, but all kinds of things. That's important, but there needs to be a healthy balance, you know, where you also talk about the friends themselves, or you talk about subjects that are completely unrelated. And from that, excuse me, from releasing yourself of the obsession with that subject, but actually talk about something entirely different. You're forcing your attention away to a different subject that is way more constructive and positive, and that is going to free you and calm your mind. Very important for you, Pisces. I should have had a glass of water here, but it's fine. I'm okay. So, Pisces, the next card is called Release and Let Go. Release and let go. And it looks like this. We have this very interesting pattern here. It almost looks like an owl, but it's just plants and leaves. And there you are. There you are, Pisces. This is beautiful. Give me a second. Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. Pisces, what is the case here is that the cages in which you and the bird of your free bird of your soul were caught are empty. You and the bird, the phoenix, that because you are rising like phoenix from the ashes. That's what this means. You are free. You are already sitting next to the cage. You are already outside the way it should be. The cages lie behind you. You just need to realize that. Release and let go. So a bird has been freed. Is this yourself, that you need to release yourself from a situation so that you can be free? Is it those obsessive thoughts about that situation that you need to release and let go? And if so, what can you do for that? You need to do it, Pisces. Incredibly important. This is I can't stress this enough how important this is. If you feel there's a sense of duty to hold on to things, you can't quite let go of things yet. You're sacrificing your future happiness. If you're holding on to something that originally made you unhappy, you need to put down your sword. Let it go. Enough of the sacrifice already. You're not Joan of Arc. You're not supposed to be. You are not supposed... I'm sorry, can I just go dark for a moment? You are not supposed to live a life where you're being burnt alive and you bring the sacrifice for the sake of a greater cause or whatever it may be, or in order to save a relationship or something. Enough of already, Pisces. Let it go and focus on yourself and heal, and then do something with your amazing badass self that feels free and liberated so you can heal. But it needs to be a conscious decision to let it go, to release. It could be an attitude. It doesn't need to be a person. Last card. Love unabashedly. And here we see a loving couple sitting in a lotus flower. And the sun is shining down on them. Very much like the cards, the lovers, from the traditional tarot. Pisces, this is beautiful. There's lots of green in this card, lots of white. This is a card of spring, of renewal. Dare to, if you want to do so, dare to go into a new relationship and allow for these feelings to blossom. Your mistrust is understandable, but you can find love again or happiness. This does not need to be in a relationship. I don't know. I personally think sometimes we can be way happier alone by ourselves, and we don't need to feel lonely, actually. This is what I'm thinking, at least. I have at times been single and I was tremendously happy and never felt lonely a single day. So it can be that this is about a relationship with yourself. Love yourself unabashedly. Self-love, self-acceptance, doing that thing in your life that you need to do to be happier than you are now and to heal so that flowers can bloom again. Let me see if I can get a bit closer. This is just too gorgeous, right? And there you are. Look at this. There's the raven wing. She wants to fly. She is ready. Yeah. And here is the bird that is being set free. And those are the flowers of freedom, of nature. We are outside of the cage already. This is truly beautiful. Pisces, be very, very patient and good with yourself and kind. And where there's something that you need to let go, please do so, and know that you don't need to feel guilty for that. You fought so hard. It's time to just have a really nice time. How would that be for a change? Choose the people that you want to have in your life because they make your life richer and because they cherish and value you. Without guilt, with a free mind, release and let go what needs to go so that you can be happier and feel light again. There's something so heavy about all of this, right? I'm feeling such a weight. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be lightness. Everything is flight. Here we are, even in the sky. you know, and here you are with your love, either for yourself or someone else. You're so light that you can't even sit in a flower and it's not bending. Everything is about lightheartedness, lightness. It's, you know, the heaviness and the darkness needs to be in the past now. Yeah. And self-love, releasing things, and embracing friendship and really, really, really good people in your life. They're going to lead you there. Pisces, one last thing. This could also mean that, you know, you want to check your friendship. Are all your friends really good for you? If they are, I'm very, very happy for you. It could also be an invitation that it's time to get a different kind of friend into your life. Perhaps because not all of your friendships in the past have been entirely untoxic, shall we say. So this is about the kind of friendship that is nurturing the two of you both. Pisces, oh my goodness, some of you really have been through the ringer. Time to throw off the dark gown of winter and embrace the spring that is to come. I wish you all the best, Pisces. Have a wonderful day, and I see you around very, very soon.